Hello and welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Today we're going to do another board game unboxing. This is a game we got last week. Just getting around to opening it up now. As you can see, it came wrapped as like almost like a birthday or Christmas present. We got it from Canada and for a good price. And it's a game that we've been playing on Board Game Arena during this social distancing thing. But a game that we really grown to like, and it's by a company called What's Your Game, the same one that puts out Nippon, Railroad Revolution, among others. Madeira, usually good, high-quality games. And this one is no exception. It's a game called Signorie, or Signorie, that's how we pronounce it. And it takes place in Renaissance Italy. So a lot of what takes place in the game, are customs and things that occurred back then, intermarrying into different families for prestige, and completing diplomatic missions and stuff like that. Definitely gender roles were a big part, set in stone for the most part. So some people today may have offense to those gender roles, which whatever, it's just a game, and it happened. So it's more of a historical point of view as a way I look at it. So if you're offended, don't play it. Anyway, so this came from Canada. Well, technically Niagara Falls, New York, but the address was in Canada for the eBay seller. So without further ado, let's check out the game here. So open up our present here. Very nice wrapping paper, I must say. Looks like circuits or something. Fortunately, let's see. So usually I don't like it when it's delivered like this, because it's it doesn't have any protection around it, but it looks like the box is in good shape, so thankfully for that. I'm definitely going to recommend to the seller that they came a little bit dented there, so I'm not too happy with that, but I'll mention that to the seller. Next time they may want to pad it a little bit more to avoid that happening. So here it is. So Signorie by What Game, and the designers are Andrea Charabesio and Pierluca Zizi. Sorry. Or ZG, however you pronounce it. But let's open it up and check it out. So here it is. Definitely very Renaissance-y period. Again, not too happy with that little dent in the box there, but oh well. We got it for a very good price, so. Alright, so in Signorie, you will play the role of a Signore, the lord of a renowned family of Italian Renaissance, aiming to strengthen his influence and to build a powerful dynasty by making strategic alliances with the 6 most prestigious houses of the time. You must choose wisely with the destiny of your offspring, arranging strategic marriages with a woman in your family in order to other influential families, or appointing men to one of the 3 available careers: military, clerical, or political. Those are the missions, or whatever I referred to it before, things you're going to do. And then sending them on important diplomatic missions to the right city at the right moment. 20 dice, so it's got dice in it, which I always like, dice manipulation and dice action selection, I guess you could say. 20 dice in 5 colors are rolled at the beginning of each round. One at a time, players choose 1 die from the common pool, place it on their player board, and perform the corresponding action. The color of the dice is a discount on the cost of the action. So it's kind of like influence. They're called the influence dice, I guess you could say. So the higher the number on the die, the more influence your family has. Hiring helpers will make your future actions more powerful. So it's definitely an engine building game too, which I really like. The dice mechanism is easy and innovative and gives players simple but challenging choices. The player that masters the art of pulling the right strings to gain the most influence is the winner. So that is the general gist of the game there. And give me 1 second. So I am going to get a picture of this, of the box there, just so I can let the seller know. In the future, they may want to protect better by putting it in a box or a padded envelope of some sort. But yeah, that's not very good there. Alright, let's see if we can get one more. Okay. Alright, that's taken care of now. Let's get to opening it up. It's too bad because it was brand new and everything too. Ouch. Yeah, that's not good at all. I don't think any of the components are damaged, but it's a shame. It's a shame since it's a game we want to definitely put in our collection. Looks like the top's got a little damage, but not too bad. I may be able to buff it out there a little bit, so I guess it's not too bad. Ooh, this takes some damage there. Right here. Yeah, so it separated it right here, so we're not happy with that. Definitely not happy with that. Oh well. What can you do? A lot more serious things going on today in the world than a box that's damaged, but yeah, so it looks like the components are okay, so it's not that big a deal. So these are how the the videos were put in. I guess after play testing and stuff, they found out that some additional rules might be good to put in it to modify the game, probably based on some play testing after production play testing. But you think that these would have been caught in play testing, but anyway, not a big deal. They are here, so we can implement them. And through playing it on Board Game Arena, I definitely think some of these are very good things to possibly implement. So, whoops, in fact, I'm playing Signorie on the computer now against a buddy of mine, so that's what you hear in the background there. Him playing that. Oh yeah, and there's some damage on the side of the box too, I just noticed. So that is not good right there. As you can see right there. So that's not good. That is more than I thought it was. Not good, not good. Not good. Alright. So some of these variants in here are so open gates, as I'll explain to you. A shorter season, which makes it 6 rounds instead of 7. And private messages, which means if you take a certain assignment, nobody else can. So those are some of them in there. Helpers. Shows you how to use the different helpers in the game on your player board. Each player has the same player board with the helpers, so it explains what each one of them does. And then that's the back of it. And then assignment tiles and what they mean and how you collect them and everything, so that's good. And then here is the... Yeah, that box is really bugging me. Oh well. See, instruction here, so not a very big instruction manual. Shows you everything in the box. Phase 1 roundup, Phase 2. So, nice color. Some nice illustrations in here and everything, so that's good. We always like it when it's not all text. And there's some illustrations in what you're doing. Diplomatic missions. Different things that occur there. And then the end of the game. That's nice. End of the game for your scoring and everything is all on one page in the back cover. And that's very good. So we like that. Let's see. So here are the punch-outs here, which we always have fun with. Yeah, definitely. One thing we missed playing on a Board Game Arena is that you don't get the tactile feel of everything. So let's just check it out. This one fell out here, but ooh, that one fell out too. So decent quality, not awesome quality, but decent quality for the components. So there you go. So you get some coins and some, these are different round bonuses you get. These are the different things on the when you intermarry in the families and the assignments, diplomatic missions. You can take these tiles, and your player board, you have to collect different sets. So it's a set collection element. Yeah, a lot of these fell out, but that's okay. Yeah, some more of the same stuff. Here are the player boards right here. I mean, more of the tiles, player boards. So it's a huge board, which I'll set up at the end and show you. But these are the player boards. Now, these are better quality than I thought they were. For some reason, I thought they would be thinner, but these are decent quality. So you have your different color die you're gonna roll: yellow, red, purple, gray, and aqua like. And then your different families. And then on the side, right here on the right, those are the different tracks you're gonna go up: political, religious, military, and then your marriage into your different marrying into different families. And then your sons right here, which you'll marry off, and you'll get can roll die to have offspring and that kind of stuff. And then on the bottom here, these are all the different helpers you can activate by paying money. So if you go down this track and you want to pay money on this track, if you want to activate a helper on this track, you have to go take a die from that track and pay this amount of florins, they're called, and activate that action. So on your next time you take a purple die, you'll get to activate not only that action, but you'll get to any of the helpers that you have on here. So that's pretty cool. I like that aspect of the game engine. So you have a purple board right here. Same thing basically. Now the only thing that changes is you'll notice here on the set collections here, the family crests and stuff that you're going to collect are going to be different. So depending upon which track you're on, and then finally the women, the marriage things on the bottom, you'll collect all 6 of those, all 6 of the family crests. So, so there's 1, 2, 3, and then the blue color here, and then lastly, the red family, and then they're represented on the board, which I'll show you at the end. So you have baggies here, which is always appreciated. Here are your different helper things, the helper little wafers they call them, the communion wafers if you're Catholic. And then the different colored discs depending upon what player color you are. So a bag of those. Here are the die. And then these are die with numbers on them. And a lot of people don't like these. They're not the best quality die, but they fit the purpose for this game, I think, and they're nice, easy numbers to see rather than counting the count pips and all that stuff. But I know some people on certain on game review channels or game playthrough channels made comments on these die. They didn't like them per se, but they're adequate, so I'm not going to complain. I think you need to be a little smaller too to fit on the boards, but that's okay. And here's my favorite part of it, is the different meeples. And you have, I'll show you a couple of them. So you have your, so we get one of each color here. It looks like these are all the female ones. So the female ones are nice in here. So they got like little dresses on. Stereotypical, well, typical of the time, but some people may get offended by these, but whatever. That fits into the time period, so it's very thematic, in my opinion. Alright. Of course, I shut off all the signals except for my phone. And then these are the male ones. So these ones, little guys with the little hats there, they look pretty cool, I think. So just to compare them. So here's 2 of them. Here's the male next to the female. So I did kind of miss not having these, to be able to move these around. I'm sure that adds to the game. And just more bags, and then that's it in the broken box. So, alright, so let me, definitely a shame, the box. But I guess it could be worse. So I'm going to set up the game board here, and I'm not going to cut it because sometimes my screencast-o-matic on this computer will freeze up, so I'm just going to set it up with you. But the board is just huge. It's unbelievably huge. It's way bigger than this. This is definitely going to need some flattening out here. So let me see if I can show you here. So it's definitely going to need some. And I did read where this was an issue with people. The board was kind of didn't fold out that well, but I had this with my barrage game too. And hopefully I'll be able to leave it out, put some books on it, and it'll flatten it out. I'm sure it will. But definitely a huge board, man. But the best part of the board is definitely the families right there and the different attire. That's pretty cool. And then here's the different assignments right here. And then here is the different where you put your die. Then here are the different goals, round goals and stuff. Victory point track around the edges, of course. And this I think they could have done a little better on. Although it does kind of fit thematically. Maybe add a little bit more, I don't know, color or something to make this pop out a little bit more. But that is where you're going to put your tiles for your and place your female male workers, and female workers when they go to marry, and male workers when they do their diplomatic actions and stuff. And then finally here are the tracks here. So you have your military, you have your religion, and you have your, or clerical they call it, I think, and then your political tracks. But that is it. That's pretty much Signorie. But definitely can't wait to play this on the physical board. So yeah. So we'll show it to you there. So that's it. That's Signorie by What's Your Game. Can't wait to play it. So take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next unboxing video. Bye-bye now. Take care. Stay safe.